All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Chew Stream, where we talk about art and life as an artist. I'm your host, Bobby Chew, and I also have on here two special guests. I got Firestarter, in case anybody doesn't know what Firestarter is. If you're interested in art events, things like that, I have the wonderful Spiriton. He spearheads Firestarter. Say hi, Spiriton.
I say hi.
Right on. And of course, the other person is the one and only Jim DeMonacos, the creator of Emerald City Comic Con and also the co-creator of Lightbox Expo with me. He's my partner. Hey, say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim. Wait. Hello.
Right on. And of course, this is an interactive stream. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and you can ask them. This is the perfect stream to know about Lightbox Expo, the ultimate super event that's happening September 6th to 8th at Pasadena Convention Center in Pasadena, California. That's where you're going to meet all the artists behind your favorite things. So you could go to slido.com, hashtag ChewStream, and ask your questions about anything about the event because we got all the main people here, to answer them for you. So why don't we go ahead and start the stream? All right. So for those of you that don't know, Spiriton, you are kind of like the experts of art events. Globally kind of thing, right? Like, what can you explain a little bit what Firestarter is?
Yeah, so 3 years ago, there was this kind of an emptiness regarding information when it comes to all these events that were happening. And as you might remember, like a few years ago, it wasn't as many as there are right now. So there came more and more and more of them, and there was no like a general place where people can pick up all the information. And so I started this little magazine
And it's free, right? The magazine's
free.
free.
Yeah. That's
So
the idea.
great ideas, they spread very quickly. Free great ideas spread like wildfire, and that's kind of like what's happened with your thing there. And that's how we got to kind of know each other. And of course, Firestarter is going to be doing some pretty awesome panels at Lightbox Expo. So I also want to go over what are some of the awesome programming because there is so much crazy amounts of programming at Lightbox Expo. A lot of things can be overlooked very easily. So I wanted to kind of go over these streams, what we're going to be doing, and of course, Jim, Spiriton, if you guys have any comments, questions, whatever, statements, whatever you want to do, jump on in. Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're starting off first. It's at the Pasadena Convention Center, which is a beautiful space, and we're going to have a bunch of different rooms all happening at the same time. We're going to be starting it off with the one and only Ian McKegg and Carla Ortiz. They're going to be doing the keynote for the event, welcoming everybody to inaugural Lightbox Expo. After that, we have at 12:45, Imagine FX presents the social media panel. This panel is going to be insane because it's going to have Loish, 1.6 million followers, Pernille Oram, I think like 700, 800,000 followers, Stanley Artgerm Blau, another, I don't even know, 700,000 or something, Jamila Knopf, Hekala. I've never seen a picture of Hekala, guys. I don't know if you guys have, but she has over
Yeah.
1 million followers, and
Yeah,
yet
yeah.
no picture of her. So
I,
that's
I finally met her in person actually just a few months ago, and uh, I was like, I literally had no idea what to expect because I'm the same way. I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen a photo of you, and she definitely lets her art speak for herself.
absolutely, and beautiful art, of course. Over 1 million followers for her. Ross Tran, uh, I don't even know how many followers because his followers grow so rapidly. And then hosted by Tom Bancroft, who's also in the six figures with followers, talking about social media. If you are a least bit interested in social media, this is like the ultimate social media panel because it's like literally millions of followers in between, like between all of them. Then 1 p.m. we have right now we have a TBA in 104, 105, which will be a nice surprise when we get that filled in. After that, we have real effects, animation, one studio, three locations, the power of international cross-studio collaboration. This is an official real effects panel talking about their studio and how they do things, and kind of opening up the books to kind of like what's important to them. How do you get in there? How do you make yourself valuable to this awesome studio?
That's so cool.
Right? And I think some of these, Spirit, and you probably are just kind of looking at these for the first time, perhaps as well.
No, I looked through all of them.
Oh, okay.
Since I'm planning to run around a lot and stuff, I was just thinking I should probably know when to run around.
Fantastic. And another big one is Dreamworks Portfolio Review with Dory and Vanessa. They're going to be talking about, they are the people that look at people's portfolios for film and television for Dreamworks. And they will be talking about exactly what they look for. That's going to be a crucial one for any artist that's interested in working for Dreamworks. Costumed life drawing with the one and only Kevin Chen. Kevin Chen, this is a new addition, everybody. He's worked on such projects as Ender's Game, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, and he's also the founder of CDA, Concept Design Academy, and he's going to be, doing life drawing. Procreate, their guest, Nicholas Cole, who I know, Jerome Vogel, who I recently met, and Nikolai Lockerton, Lockerton, yes, my bad, who I recently met as well. Awesome artists, and of course Procreate, it's gaining so much momentum, yet there's not a lot of workshops that teach people about all the tips and tricks and all that stuff about how to use Procreate, right, Spiriton?
Yeah, it's right. But the only resources you can find right now are like online tutorials and stuff. So workshops, yeah, it's true.
Wow, it's awesome. Flying Monsters. This is happening at 1 o'clock, and you can see the room numbers over here on Lightbox Expo. Flying Monsters is going to be with Tara Whitlatch and Dr. Michael Habib. Is it Habib? I'm not sure, but I do know that Michael is the foremost paleontologist in flying creatures, which is amazing. So that's going to be quite the knowledge heavy panel, I think. 3D characters, and we're still at 1 p.m. everybody. 3D characters panel: Raphael Crosetti, Matt Thurup, Angela Smaldone, and Justin Goby Fields, excuse me, Angela, and hosted by Banks Boutte. So 3D character design, then, this animation, women's in animation, that one we're actually taking off. They were not able to put their stuff together for this event. Of course, things are always moving with this many things going on. I don't know how much like behind the scenes you've seen of all these many events that you covered, Spirited, but behind the scenes, it's like things keep moving until the very last second, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, let's not forget that people just cancel on the last second sometimes. Like these things happen all the time.
Yeah, just this morning, I got an email from one of our artists who can no longer make it to the show, and just it's a constant balancing act to make sure that everything happens at the same time, because life happens to so many people, and that whether that's individuals or studios. So you just got to be prepared to roll with the punches.
Yeah, worst comes to worst. We were talking about this the other week, Jim. Worst comes to worst, I got 3 presentations in my pocket. So last resort, I'll jump on the stage. But I have my hands pretty full. Going forward, we have Sergio Paez. So he's going to be doing storytelling. That's going to be great. Oil painting, so not just digital, not just story, but also traditional art with one of the great masters, Greg Manchez, oil painting. Then Jennifer is going to be doing a digital study, and of course Pascal. He's going to be doing a talk, then Sparth, as well as, and this is still 1 p.m. Jeez. Okay, we're going to have to motor along to get through everything here. But yeah, Ja Cooper, David Levy, Victoria Ying, Paul Lazane, James Pake, they're all doing demos all at the same time just outside the exhibition center at the same time as all those talks I just mentioned. And new one that just came in is Love, Death, and Robots concept art with Marcin Rubinkowski, which is a very, very new addition, which is going to blow the faces off of a lot of people.
Exciting.
Right? You didn't know about that one, Spirited, because
No, I didn't know
just
about
added
that
one.
Good job.
I think people can't see the video because I don't have a face anymore.
Then we have 2 p.m. 2 p.m. we go on to James Cuda. This is going to be for Oh, wait. What is this one? Oh, yeah. This is he's going to be talking about Procreate and how he uses Procreate and things like that. I'm sorry. And how he made Procreate, I guess, because he's the CEO and creative director. I was like, this guy sounds so familiar. How come
Yeah.
I couldn't put it? Listen, I've been up forever and had very little sleep, so we are absolutely super honored to have the CEO of Savage, creator Procreate, doing a talk here. Wow, that's awesome. 2 to 3 p.m. Dynamic sketching with Peter Hahn, which is, another high level artist. Everything you want to know about feature animation with Sunmin In, Korean artist, Korean American, incredible artist working at Netflix, I believe, right now as an art director. Does a lot of environments and is good at characters. So this is going to be really cool to see that. Production design panel as Sony Pictures Animation. Enough said about that. This is an official panel from Sony Pictures Animation about their production design and how they do things. Making your freelance career bulletproof with the one and only Nathan Fowkes. Nathan's been doing freelance for a good long time and doing very, very well at it. So that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Amid Aldori and Cynics at all?
I don't.
Okay, well, they are YouTube guys that I like, and I was like, hey, come join in. Now, as we're going through this, because it is going a little slow, at the same time, let's go to some of the questions that have been coming in. Okay, so one is, will talks be recorded so we can watch them later if we can't make it to one? So I guess, Jim, you want to answer this one?
Sure. The answer is yes. So the idea that we had with Lightbox is that we don't want there to be any barriers for people getting educated about artwork and the creation of it. So for now, our plan is to record every panel except for those that either certain studios or certain artists have asked not to be recorded. But I would say 90% of our programming is going to be recorded, and then we're going to edit those videos and put them online little by little after the show, so that if you're in line for one panel, it sounds like, for example, 1 o'clock is going to be very busy, and you can't be in 6 places at once. Pick the one that you really want to see live in person, and then the other ones will find their way online afterwards.
That's amazing. Can I add a question to that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Will the panels then be available to everybody or to people who had a ticket to Lightbox?
Everybody.
That's sweet. That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah, part of the Swinter thing is showing our key word for the day here is appreciation. So showing appreciation to the studios and the companies that support artists, to the artists themselves, and to the whole freaking art community. right? And that's what it's all about. Um, Now, I did want to mention that there are going to be a bunch that will not be recorded just because we're not allowed to, and we have to respect, the companies and everything that wish to have this, their talks not recorded, because they're going to be showing some exclusive things that nobody's really seen before outside of their studios. So there is really good reason for that. Now, going forward, we also have personal projects versus clients, how to balance both. That's always a big thing, especially with professionals. And we have Jaw Cooper, Ryan Lang, and Zach Retz all talking about that. John Park, incredible. He's going to be doing a demo. Um, Illustration panel with a bunch of awesome illustrators all talking about illustration and hosted by Jonathan Hardesty. Talking threads, narrative world building through costume. That's going to be a cool one too. And I think it's best if I just kind of talk about the titles instead of going into everything, because there's so many. And they're all like juggernauts. Another juggernaut, painting between the lines with Donato. One of those few artists that only needs a first name and everybody knows that I'm talking about Giancola.
Oh, I
Uh,
missed that one.
yeah, well, that's also a new one. That's also a new one, Spirited,
Oh, great.
right?
Perfect.
I think he's won 3 Hugo Awards. The guy is a beast.
Yeah, a lot. He
Uh,
won a lot of stuff.
Mixed media experimentation with Francis Vallejo. Using positive and negative space for character design in Adobe Fresco, which is like the new Adobe app that is set to come out with Sam Nielsen. Helen Mingju Chen doing a demo, Eliza Ivanova doing a demo, Gabby Zapata doing a demo, and now we're at 3:15 on Friday. 3:15 is going to be Crash McQuarrie, the designer of Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs from like back in the day, Pirates of the Caribbean, Rango, everything. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Um, Finian McManus, total opposite. This is a new up and comer that's already like master level working
Yeah.
with these kinds of people. I believe Finian is 26 now, and he's worked on Star Wars, Avatar, and who knows what else.
And the nicest guy ever, if I may add.
Absolutely. Talk about like those things where it's like, go and meet your heroes, because these heroes are going to be nice freaking people. And that totally applies to him. 4 p.m. The day is not over, everybody. We got Nicholas Cole doing a talk about Spiro and other dragons, character design, art of storytelling with Shannon Tyndall, Michelle Lamb, Taniko, and I'm not sure if Michael Daly is still doing the moderating for this one. But anyways, that's going to be killer. And then you're going to have to pick and choose between character design mix-up. This one, Charlie Wen. I don't know if you saw that Charlie Wen is coming. But Charlie Wen headed up Marvel before Ryan Meinerding headed up Riot Games, I believe, the art department there, and numerous other things. Live action, Charlie Wen, Claire Hummel, video game character designer, Peter Desev, feature animated character designer, legendary, Amanda Jolly, television character designer for animation, award winning, all these top
Yeah,
character designers.
she just won the Annie for the Tangled show.
That's right, yeah. She's a beast. Another like like not up and comer, but like top of the line, top level artist. And you got a Firestarter panel, TBA. I wonder what kind of surprises you got there.
I just realized you got Arman Serrano after that, so I have to take him off my panel.
Yeah, at the same time, right? He's at the same time. All right. Well, Firestarter is known for putting together awesome panels. I was on one in
Eindhoven.
Eindhoven,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
World building with animated films and games with Arman Serrano. He's currently in the What If project at Marvel there. Um, Advanced Anatomy for pros with Stan Prokopenko, the legend, the one and only. Expressive characters with Wouter Tulp. Designing particular or peculiar character or creatures blah, 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 with Greg Baldwin. And then what? The Golden Eagle and Manny Carrasco. This must be a story or something. He's gonna tell a story about a. No, I know what this is. This is a real live Golden Eagle, everybody. And actually, Jim, we just had an update about this one, right? Were you there for that?
No, I wasn't.
Apparently, there's gonna be a turkey vulture and golden eagle now, so that he can compare the two birds, and so that we can learn about the differences as we're drawing them live. Holy
That's
smokes!
awesome. I mean, that's something to talk about too, is that essentially during the entire event, there's going to be life drawing, and not just free, just, hey, sit here and draw something. Every session is going to be with either an instructor or someone to be able to walk around, chat with you about the drawings that you're doing, and also explain what's going on stage. So it's not just free form life drawing. It's the most comprehensive instructed life drawing that you could find, and that's included in the ticket.
Wow.
Nothing we do is separately ticketed. It's
Yeah,
all for one package.
All full access. Great.
Yes, indeed.
not awful access, by the way. It's all full access.
all
Just in
full
case
access.
anybody heard that
I'm
wrong.
trying English. Sorry.
No, I'm just joking. Uh, But then you also have to pick, because 4:30, the godfather of digital painting comes onto the stage, the one and only Craig Mullins, all the way from Hawaii. Uh, that's going to be mind blowing. And of course, you also have to pick between Steven Silver or Craig Mullins. Um, and then Pernille Oram. She'll be doing a demo along with Bryn and Anthony Francisco and Anthony Jones. Like, holy smokes. And then we're at 5 o'clock on the Friday, on the very first day. And it ends with visual narrative in animation from storyboard to character and set. And also a talk with Carla Ortiz, the one and only from Marvel Studios, which is going to be incredible. And that's just the first day. So why don't we go to another question before we go on here? Will there be online streams of any of the talks and panels for those who cannot make it to the event? Jim.
We won't be doing any live streaming at the show. It'll just be recording and posting post event. We wanted to really concentrate on what was happening at the show, and instead of trying to get stuff happening online at the same time, we thought it'd be better. We found that when you can record and edit afterwards so that you can adjust the sound quality, you can make it. The problem with live streaming is that then the only thing that lives afterwards is the live stream. So no matter what happens during that panel, if the audio cuts out, that audio will always be gone. We want to be able to present these panels so that they can live on and they can be viewed over and over in their best quality. And so that's why we decided against doing live streaming at the show.
Not only that, but like I don't know about you, Jim, but like some people, they might not get the whole entire point of coming live. Uh, like I look at these TED Talks sometimes, and I'm like, why would I want to go to a TED Talk when I could just watch them online? But the thing is, it really is being in that immersive crowd, rubbing shoulders with all these incredible people, being in those situations where you have these incredible, artists, super talented artists, and very important people in the industry available to you. right? And you can talk to them, you can listen to them, you can do so much more than to watch some videos online. I want everybody to really understand that.
Yeah. And like there's obviously the networking aspect, but also you're going to be around your peers. Because if you're just breaking in or you're an aspiring creator, the best thing to do is also having a peer group that's the same, so that there's people who support you, people who are coming up with you. And there's no better place to find those people, especially because by and large, like artists tend to be very introverted. And I'm making obviously a quite a broad strokes, but it's true. And so being able to go somewhere where you can just chat with people, come out and find people who are doing the same thing that you're doing, and then even if you never talk again in real life, as it were, you're always interacting on Twitter or Instagram, and you're supporting each other so that you can find, you never know where things will lead when you can actually like create a group of people who are the same type of art that you are.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So now we're into Saturday, okay, and we're gonna start off with Jerome Vogel doing Procreate awesomeness, as well as Sony Pictures animation. Um, and this one is going to be all about story artists. You're going to have two heads of story as well as an additional story artist there in the main ballroom. Then the importance of authenticity in animation with Noah Klocek. He is an art director or perhaps a production designer at this point. I don't know. He works at Pixar. He does good things. And then we have illustrative wizardry um, for League of Legends, by the way, by two awesome League of Legends artists. Then we have Fractal method of figure drawing with Marcelo Vignali. Marcelo is big time at Disney right now, and an incredible figure drawer, so that would be a great one. We also have Jumpstart Your Illustration Career with Deborah Lee. So this is going to be a really nice one. If you're into illustration, Francisco Herrera and Humberto Ramos. This presentation will be in Spanish because we are really trying to do new things, do cool new things, and do things that we wish were out there for other people. Of course, the Spanish community in art is quite large, and in California, it's extremely large, right? So we have hooked up with Latinx in animation. That's the Latinx group in California to present a few talks strictly in Spanish. And this is the first one, Francisco Herrera and Humberto Ramos. Did you know that one, Spirited?
Hmm.
Okay. uh, virtual, what? Okay, so this is going to be cool. Everybody is kind of talking about AR, VR, and all that good stuff. So that's going to be a really cool one, talking about those kind of things. Creature design for entertainment. This is going to be a fun one. Well, especially for me because I like creatures. Aaron Blaze. Then you got adding 3D tools to your illustration workflow. That's going to be great because that's something that so many of the new artists do now, and it's proven to be very, very beneficial to incorporate 3D into your illustration workflow. And you're going to be taught by Alex Neonikis, so you can't go wrong with that. After that, we have a bunch of demos. Steve Wang, Carlo Ortiz, Ben Morrow, Armand Serrano, holy smokes, another one with Victor Kalvachev demos. But you'll have to pick between that and Aaron Blaze and all those other things I just mentioned, as well as Kyle Webster, Photoshop, Brush Magic, and creating the illustrated novel. Now, this is a new one as well. So this is going to be with artists slash authors. Ian McKegg, Greg Manchez, John is going to be there, Mia, Armand. So if you're interested in illustrated novels. And then also, Rafa is another one that is a new addition to the demos. That's going to be crazy. Then we're at 11:15 on the Saturday. By the way, lightboxexpo.com. Go there to get your tickets. And before we go on, why don't we go to Abigail's question? Is it polite or not to offer business cards, postcards, samples to artists that you admire? What do you guys think?
It's a must. I mean, that's the reason why you go there, right? Networking.
Fantastic. And what do you think,
Yeah.
Jim?
Agreed. It's, if you're not shoving it in someone's face, there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. But if you're like, hey, I'm a really big fan, I just wanted to share my work with you. Here's a postcard. Here's a business card. There's no better way, because you never know when someone might they'll put it in their pocket, they'll put it in their pile, and then at some point be like, I should look at this. And if they like your work, you never know there's no guarantees in anything, but the amount of people that have found work by just being more proactive than the other people who are in their industry is incredible.
Yeah.
That's how I heard Tim Burton found us. He had one of our business cards amongst like all these bigger prints, that were printed out. We had a tiny little business card on the wall, and that's how we got on Alice in Wonderland. And another funny one, we were talking about Arman Baltazar. How he got started was he put up a little poster of his art and stuff with cards and things that people can take, and just put it up outside the washroom.
Great.
Yeah, he just did it himself, and then he got calls. Holy smokes!
Whoever finds me, asks me for my business card. It's an experience itself.
I saw these. I saw these online. Make sure to find Spirit and get one of his cards.
I'm curious.
Absolutely worth your time. Plus, you get a great conversation out of it because Spiridon's rad.
Yeah, they're for free.
Okay, now I'm kind of interested. So somebody was also asking, before we go on to the rest of the programming, will the doors close permanently when the panel starts? Can you show up late if you're at a programming event that overlaps with another one?
So the short answer is every panel will be sort of played by ear. We're not doing a hard and fast policy of like the second a panel starts, you can't get into it anymore. What we're trying to do is make sure that there's enough seats for everyone who will be at the event. And so we will close the doors when it's full. But if the person manning the door notices that 3 people have left and you're in line, then they can let those 3 people, and try to manage the flow. So we're not doing you're out of luck the second a panel starts. We're going to try to make it a little more free flow depending on the panel. The only ones that might be a little challenging will also be just the ones that obviously are packed room, and we might add a few just standing room in the back. But if it's full, it's full. So again, you just we'll do our best.
Fantastic. And then going a little bit further into the schedule here, we have life drawing with Francis Vallejo, charcoal techniques for costume figure drawing. And then it's going to be Stanley Art Germ Lau in the main ballroom with a little surprise talk for us. And Magic with Watercolors with Iris Compete.
Yay!
Yes. The magical Iris. Love her. She's awesome. Netflix animation panel. That's going to be great. Going to have some details about that soon. How to make 6 figures by selling content online. Who wants to make 6 figures selling content online? I think this is going to be a great one, and obviously this is going to have some killers on here. It's going to have the CEO of Gumroad on there, Sahil Lavingia. He's going to be on there with, I know Proco is going to be there, and I don't know who else, but that's going to be a great one too. Then we have Titmouse, D&D in the writer's room. I don't know if you know about this, if any of you guys know about this, but Titmouse did, I believe, like a Kickstarter for a TV show that went crazy. It went to like 7, 8 figures or something.
Yeah, so that was the Critical Role Kickstarter. A Critical Role is basically, as a quick, since we're talking about it,
Yeah.
they're basically a group of voice actors who also play D&D. So when they started filming themselves playing D&D, doing the voices of all these characters, because
Amazing.
of course they're voice actors. Well, they did this Kickstarter they were just trying to get like a single episode of this cartoon version of their D&D adventures. They were looking for $750,000, and hopefully you're sitting down, but they ended up getting $11.3 million to so it went from a single episode to literally an entire series, and our friends at Titmouse are going to be doing the animation for it. It's pretty awesome.
And
They have also a really well-running Patreon account.
And that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
this talk is about that pitch, I believe.
Mm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to another question here? This one is from my buddy Noah in Israel. Is pre-registration required for the different drawing sessions?
No, it is not. We are first come, first served everywhere.
Yeah, especially for this very first event. You know, here's another good one. Anonymous asks, will there be any after parties, drink and draw, or after events after the expo?
So we are working on a couple that we know about from sponsors and studios, but nothing is official yet. So Anonymous, if you want to put together a drink and draw, just make sure to have flyers and let people know.
Yes, and there's also a RSVP only. Ask around if you know anybody at Titmouse. I won't say nothing more beyond that, but they always do some fun stuff. I don't know how much I could share of that one.
It's the same weekend as Lightbox, but it's actually not for Lightbox. It's something that they do every year. So if you know someone, you can do that after hours as well.
It's pretty much a secret. I mean, there are not many people watching anyway, so right, like nobody knows. Totally secret.
Sorry, Titmouse. We might have just blown up your spot there. But yeah, I want to go to their thing. I won't say what it is, but it's a pretty cool thing. I don't know if I will be able to, but there you go. And a bunch more news coming.
You want to make it worse?
And talking about blowing up somebody's spot, Noah, she wrote, "Happy birthday, Bobby." Thank you, Noah. It's my birthday coming up. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Like right now?
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Sorry, I didn't know your birthday was a secret as well. Man.
No, it's all good, everybody.
Well, happy birthday then.
Thank you. Character design, representation, an artistic journey with Gabby Zapata. So she's going to be doing kind of like a personal tour through childhood with her art, through her art, I should say, what makes it unique and what makes us different from each other and things like that. It sounds like a good one. At the same time, there's going to be bring a character to life with Raphael Crosetti. That's going to be a great one too. I've seen his demos. They are like magic. They are like kind of depressing because afterwards you're like, man, that would have taken me how long? And he just did it in like half an hour. But anyways, storyboarding with a point of view with Maggie Kang. Maggie is a story artist and director. She is awesome. I've known her for many, many years, over 10 years, and never seen her talk about stuff. So that would be a great one for me to go to as well. Uh, then we got a TBA, got to surprise you with that one. Diversity, a talk. Now, this one is going to be awesome. Af- African American artists from across several entertainment platforms, including directors, including live action games and film and whatever, they'll be sharing their experiences as people of color within a growing diverse field. And these are not just um, people of color. These are superstars and just happen to be people of color. So really a great one for anybody to attend. Lin Chen live demo with uh, Coco, art director of character design, Daniel Arriaga, and my buddy. Then we got stylized animation for video with Jason Shum. So that's going to be on animation. That's going to be cool. Demo with Noah Klocek, The Magic of Watercolor, with Carcamo, Gonzalo Carcamo. Another one of these artists that really is kind of like Madonna, just needs that one name and everybody knows who you're talking about. They call him the waterbender down where he lives because of his immense control of the medium watercolor. And I've seen him paint live. It is like magic. He is like a waterbender, and just an amazing person. But you'll have to choose between that and Helen Mingju Chen as well. Why don't we go on to another question here? Will there be an app for people to organize which events they want to attend?
Yes.
Oh, you did it. Great.
Not yet, but we are working on it, and there will
yes.
be.
By the time the show rolls around, within a week or so before the show, we're working with Guidebook. So you'll download the Guidebook app, and then you'll search for Lightbox Expo, and you'll download the entire programming schedule. So you'll have that all on your on any mobile device. And by any mobile device, I mean only Android or Apple, nothing else.
The other thing we have here, which is a great question, it's kind of like about squatting. I noticed some panels are in the same room back to back. Will someone who's going to the first one have to exit out for the second one? There will be a little time in between. But yes.
There will be time in between, but we are clearing panels so that we are able to get the most amount of people to see panels at the show.
Fantastic. Why don't we go on to a couple more questions or a couple more things on the schedule here, because we're just at lunchtime on Saturday now. So Laura D. Austin and Elsa Chang are going to be doing demos, fantastic, as well as life drawing with Steven Silver. Then 12:45 on Saturday, which is another new one, Spiridon. Design for TV and film with Neville Page. Avatar, Watchmen, Star Trek, Shazam, the Face Off reality show that I love so much, where they all compete in special effects makeup. Neville is the judge. He is another super killer that we just announced today.
We posted about him today. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that one. And then 1 p.m., another hard choice, right? Which one are you going to go to? Are you going to go to an official Weta workshop concept design for live action? Holy smokes, contemporary costume design for video games with Ashley Swedowski. Another huge, tough decision. And you got to decide between that and lighting for story with Sam Nielsen. Marcel Vignali happening at the same time. And then two very well-known, of course, artists, directors, everything, Academy-nominated Robert Kondo and Dai Satsumi how to prepare for a career in animation today. Expanding your medium, concept art with pencils, inks, and screen tone with Marco Neller, costume designer, concept artist extraordinaire. Character sketching demo with Della Longfish from Sony PlayStation. Fantastic live demo with him. And then this one is also new. I don't know if I ever met Jalil. Hopefully I pronounced his name right, but this is a very late addition to the program. He's worked on such projects as Avatar, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, How to Train Your Dragon 2. He left the industry to start Steamroller Studios a little while ago, so it'll be cool to hear what he's up to now. Drawing techniques for story with Louis Del Carmen, talking about how to draw for story. And if you ever seen Louis' drawings, they're so quick, they're so effortless, and they're so economical. That's going to be a fantastic one. Why don't we go on to another question at this point? Can you talk a little bit about the portfolio review section? Oh, that's a great one. Any tips for etiquette with portfolio reviews? Yeah, let me bring that up actually. So, some people, they love to come to these kind of events for feedback, for portfolio reviews, right? And sometimes it can be a little intimidating to ask your heroes for portfolio reviews. You might be bothering them, things like that. So instead, we are helping you with that. We are setting up portfolio reviews so like high-level professionals will be reviewing your portfolios, not Joe Schmoes and stuff like that. Like top of the line people will be reviewing portfolios all throughout the entire weekend. So do you have to line up? Should you get tickets? Whatever. There will be 4 people reviewing portfolios at the same time. You line up for your specific person that you want to get a review from. And they will be reviewing portfolios, each one of them, for 90 minutes at a time. Okay, so at first, we're starting off with Rachel Dunk, who is a special effects and look development artist for live action. Let me see here. Then we have Sandra Everingham from Wizards of the Coast. I believe she was one of the first artists on Magic the Gathering. Do you know about this, Jim?
No.
Yeah, I'm very curious to interview her actually for Schoolism because that must be an amazing story, the origins of Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah, a big local favorite up here because they're based in Seattle, where I am.
Right on. And one of these is also going to be Craig Elliott, to be announced. And then we have Luc de Marchelier, Dreamworks, Jahan from Wizards of the Coast, Irene from Tor, from Tor Books, Ronnie Del Carmen, Pixar story artist, Mishi, McKegg from MPC, art director MPC, live action, animation, story. And then you got Nick over here from Wizards of the Coast, looking at fantasy illustrations. So take advantage of this one, everybody, because this is not just getting feedback. It's getting feedback from top level people, right? And if that's not worth the entry fee to LightBox Expo, then you're not serious enough about art, everybody, because this is a very special opportunity that we've worked really hard to line up for everybody. So Saturday, we got Robert Kondo, Dai Satsumi, Tonko House, Philip Boutte Jr. If you look up the names of these people and what they've done, oh my goodness, your jaws will drop to the floor. Philip Boutte Jr., Sandra, again, from Wizards of the Coast. Donato will be doing portfolio reviews. How rare is that? You know,
That's
Mishi,
amazing.
right? And then Mishi's also bring some others from MPC, Farid and Maxim. And then Jahan from Wizards of the Coast again. Wouter Tulp, character design. Head of Weta 3D department, James Doyle, right? On Saturday. Then MPC again at the same time, 4 p.m. to 5:30. Luc de Marchelier, guys from MPC. Rebecca On from Wizards of the Coast. Thomas Fluharty is going to be up at 4 p.m. Then Sunday, MPC again. So live action. If you're interested in live action, bring your stuff. If you're interested in special effects, bring your stuff. If you're interested in fantasy illustration, bring your stuff. If you're interested in book publishing, animation, everything, right? Paul Tobin, art director at Weta Workshops. That's another big one to point out. Time Magazine cover artist, illustrator, award-winning caricaturist Jason Seiler will be reviewing portfolios. And then MPC and Rebecca, again from Wizards of the Coast. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about portfolio reviews.
Hey, Spiridon, so how does that, you cover a lot of different events around the world. Is this something that you see at a lot of shows? Because we're talking about how many different art events there are out there, and your experience with them as well. Like when you
Yeah.
look at this kind of thing, is it unique or is it something that you see at almost every
You mean
art?
portfolio reviews in general?
Well, yeah, with this kind of talent and available for just attendees to talk to them.
Actually, I would say from the ones that I've been, there are like 3 or 4 who are doing this in that level. Yeah, but it's pretty different because depending on where the events are happening, you have more people from Europe, for example, as from the States. So of course, it just depends where you're from, where you're going, what you want, what you are expecting. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was just curious.
Awesome. Then there's demos. This is still Saturday, 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. Art Germ, Craig Mullins, and Jason Chan all doing demos at the same time. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh. Wow, that's going to be insane. For those that know these particular artists, holy smokes. Then there's,
Throwing dice.
right? You're going to break your neck from just looking back and forth. Photoshop. This one is going to be great too. Sid Weiler. Then Raphael Lacoste is going to be doing a talk all at the same time. And then we have Life Drawing with Justin Coro Kaufman at 1:45. Then we move on to 2 p.m. on Saturday. 2 p.m. starts with the Marvel panel. This is literally like all the main full-timers at Marvel. Andy Park, Ryan Meinerding, Jackson Z, Anthony Francisco, Rodney Fontabella, Carlo Ortiz, Yana Shermer, hosted by an artist named Ian McKegg. I told you, we've been working a long time on this stuff. So, demos at the same time, Patrick O'Keefe from Into the Spider-Verse, Tyler Carter doing demos. Then 2:30 p.m. we have an official Dreamworks panel or talk, storytelling through crowdfunding with Disney artists Brian Kessinger and Bob Self. Deconstructing art direction with Irene Gallo. Then there is a screening, Friends with Death. So this is by the well-known independent artist Jim McKenzie. He's going to be featuring his latest short and questions and all that good stuff afterwards. Respawn. So, do you like Star Wars? You like video games? You got to be here at the Respawn panel. That's going to be great. Oh My Gouache. So that's with John Burton. Good title, John. Right on. Costume concept art for motion pictures with Philip Boutte Jr., the one and only. Fill your art with characters with Max Ulickney. Max, again, he's like high high up there in terms of like awesome artists at Procreate. So that's another really good one. Then you got Clarity of Vision, directing for animation. This is a director's panel, right? So we have Tony Bancroft, the co-director of Mulan. He's going to be moderating this. And we're also going to have directors Trisha Gum from Lego Movie 2, Clay Cadis from Angry Birds movie and movie that I worked on with him, The Christmas Chronicles, and Chris Sanders, Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Croods. That's going to be a cool one. Now, why don't we go on to a couple questions before we move on? Will you be adding, or sorry, there are so many awesome panels and activities, some parallel. Any advice how to choose without missing out?
Well, I mean, part of that will be obviously you need to find the thing that is most of interest to you happening at the time that you're talking about. You know, keep in mind we are recording some of the panels, and you know, there's demos. There's just, you know, like with everything in life, like there's just sometimes not enough hours in the day. So you need to prioritize. Are you there to learn about a specific genre? Then, you know, then you prioritize those panels. If you want to do something else, or you're looking to just get some general knowledge, then just pop into some panels and maybe feel free, especially if you're just trying to like see some different things, you know, feel free to hop in, see if you like it, see what it is, maybe hop out and go check out another panel during that same block. It's a lot. We understand it's a lot to juggle, but you know, we're trying to make an event that's something for everyone, and unfortunately that just sometimes means that there's too much.
Yeah, and also, what we don't want people to do is be like, oh, there's no good panels to go to. So we're trying to load up every panel with like the craziest people, the craziest stuff. And of course, now the big question is, well, now I'm going to miss out on these other awesome panels. So it's like you just can't make a perfect thing, you know what I mean? But we are trying. We are trying our very, very best. And yeah, it's going to be a very tough decision on what to go to and when. But there'll always be something awesome to do at this event, uh, no matter what time, not no matter what day, and all that good stuff. So that's what that's our biggest goal. Uh, why don't we go on to some demos? So we have some demos here. 3:30 Saturday. I apologize, Michael, but Makarowitz. Yeah, I'm
sorry. I just love it.
I know Michael. I met Michael. He's an awesome guy. The name kind of it's hard for me to pronounce, so forgive me. But Michael is an incredible animator at Pixar, and also is the founder of the animation collaborative. I think it's Animation Collaborative. The school is super close to Pixar Animated Studios. Then, as well, demos with Ashley Swedowski, Loish. At the same time, Yingju Linda Chen will be doing a talk, as well as Matt Thurup. 4 o'clock, networking in the creative community with the one and only Spirited. Yay! This is going to be a fire starter talk, right, Spirited?
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
I just wondered about the fire starter panel, which is previously and to be announced. I thought it would be that one.
Well, yeah, because you're working. See, the thing was, you're working with Procreate to do some Firestarter panels.
So they
for them as
so they
well.
mixed it up. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
and then
Then
they just
Armand
gave
will be
me
on it.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Yes.
Super.
Just follow the emails I'm giving you.
Oh, come on.
I got your back. I
Oh,
got
come
your
on.
back. No, it's like what I'm saying is I got your back.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, if there's any issues, then I'll catch it.
So since we're talking about that, do you want to give a little preview of like what your Firestarter, both what Firestarter is and what the talk might be about?
So since Firestarter is mostly dealing with networking and mindset in the art community, we are less working about talking about like tutorials and everything. It's more about the stuff that is going inside the artists and the creatives in general. This panel will basically be about the same thing. We're mostly the panels are always about some of these topics, one leaning more to the one side, one more to the other. But we figured out that this and the business side and everything is actually something that cannot be covered enough by any event. So this is what the panels are about. Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the Sony Pictures animation panel is happening. That talk is happening, as well as inside the animation studio, understanding roles, responsibilities, and ethics in respect towards the artist. This with the John Navarez, Stephen Silver, Arman Baltazar. Um, then cinematic storytelling with Nathan Stanton. Nate Stanton is a long time Pixar artist, now freelance, and he's awesome. I've heard nothing but great things about him. And then for all the Star Wars fans, ILM fans, we have a real treat. Christian Alsman will be doing a talk about keyframe art for film. Awesome. And Dan Levisi is going to be doing a talk, letting go and embracing your purpose.
Woo-hoo.
Victor Kalvachev is going to be doing a talk at the same time. Why I love pencils so much. I just kind of picture him smelling pencils and going, I really love this one. But of course, I know it's way more than that. Why don't we go on to another question here? Will you be labeling the panels that won't be recorded on the website? I think that's a great suggestion.
Yes.
Right? So, yeah,
We should probably do that.
let's put it on the to-do list, Jim. Sound good?
I'll do it right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Anonymous. Next one is, will there be recruitment sessions? Yes, there will. This is very cool. We started, so everybody that signed up for the event, everybody that bought tickets, you will get an email asking you to, if you're an artist, upload your stuff to the artist database, the Lightbox artist database. And through there, you would upload your images and you'd pick off what kind of things you like to work on. I like to work on environments, video games, whatever. And what am I proficient in? Where do I live? And that way, the whole entire purpose here is we have so many killer sponsors. All these amazing sponsors like Netflix and Dreamworks and all of this stuff, they will have access to the artist database, and it just helps them to find the artists that they are looking for. And then you would meet them at Lightbox Expo. Not necessarily interviews for jobs, but as well, we don't want to give the sponsors that much pressure. Everything kind of starts off with face-to-face anyways, but at least we can help you create that face-to-face, right? So that's with the artist database. Do not, if you already know the link, do not share the link, please, online. You can share it with people that you know are coming to the event and just email it to them or whatever. But otherwise, this is for attendees. This is for all these awesome people that are coming to the event.
I didn't realize. So you mean it's invite only?
Yes, because what happens if you just start putting up massive amounts of portfolios and none of you are coming? Then all these recruiters are trying to organize meetups, right, with artists that are not even coming.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, so you're gonna take down your post? Just kidding.
No, I didn't. Come on.
Okay, so that answers that one. Then Stephen Swift, is it possible to find out which talks will not be recorded for those of us? Yeah, we just mentioned that we will try to label all the talks, which ones will not be recorded and which ones will. And last question before we go on to the programming again. How early do you recommend we show up to a panel? That one's a kind of a tough question because we don't really know.
Yeah, I mean,
Internal.
like, I would say probably 15 minutes to 20 minutes before the panel starts, because we're not going to have a ton of lines. There's a lot of rooms all in a small space, and so want to make sure that we're not clogging things up. So probably start lines about 15 minutes before that. So that's going to be my answer for now.
Camp in front of the door.
Yeah, no tents, please. It's an indoor space. You don't need the tent. Then we have, okay, so this is still Saturday, everybody. Everybody wants to know what's going on in Lightbox Expo. This is the talk that you're waiting for. Still on Saturday, 4 p.m., Baby Groot with Anthony Francisco, senior visual development artist at Marvel Studios, walks you through character design, as well as a bunch of demos happening at the same time. Raphael Lacoste, Jana Schirmer, Andrea Blasic, and Alexandra Neonikes, all happening at the same time. Holy smokes. And then 4:15, one of my most anticipated ones because I love animals so much. Animal life drawing with Journey, the wolf with Charlotte. Charlotte, actually, I interviewed Charlotte not too long ago. Charlotte Bellend is an awesome instructor, teacher from Ohio, and she was the teacher of Max Ulickney and Fawn Versonthorn at Disney, and she's going to be coming to Life Draw with everybody, and she's bringing a friend. She's bringing a real live wolf to the event. That's going to be so cool. Then 4:30, we have artists and YouTube. So this is going to be, if you're interested in YouTube, you're interested in video content and stuff, this would be a great one for you as well. Laura Price, Cynics, Ross Tran, Stan Prokopenko, hosted. It's not going to be hosted by Steven Silver. I'm going to have to take him off of that because he wants to go on some other panel, but I will keep everybody posted.
It is also the panel I wanted to see so bad, but it's pretty much at the same time as the Firestone panel.
Oh.
this is the one panel I was like, yeah, I want to see that.
Painting environments in Procreate with Nikolai Lockerchin. So again, Procreate, Nikolai, I had him on a stream not too long ago. Man, that guy's good. So quick. And then a panel, TBA. Okay, here we go. Next one, Aaron Blaze. Digital painting with Aaron Blaze, and then Betsy Bauer at the same time. And then what is this? Concept Art Awards. Maybe, Jim, you want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, so in the evening on Saturday, the Concept Art Association is going to be presenting the first annual Concept Art Awards. It's a peer voted on award show that is making its debut at Lightbox Expo, and we're pretty excited for it to be an ongoing thing. But concept artists have never gotten as much spotlight or love as I think they deserve, and I think a lot of people think they deserve. And so this is the solution, is to try to recognize more of these amazing people who help make some of the best pop culture, movies, television, animation, you name it. They're all like the foundation of those, and it'd be nice to give them a little more kudos, and that's what this is.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You know, again, it's all about appreciation. And that's what the Concept Art Awards is all about, and that totally lines up with what we're all about. So that's going to be great. And then after that night, there might be something with Tim Mouse. I don't know. Don't want to blow up their spot, but
Cool.
what's that?
I said the worst secret. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a secret. Okay. Yeah. Or I don't know when it is. Sorry. I just okay. Moving on. Sunday, it's going to start off with the making of Hair Love, the short film. Um, that's going to be 10 to 11. And then we have, at the same time, we're having story time with Ian McKegg and Mishi McKegg. Iconic artists, both of them. Creating a parallax illustration using Procreate and Code. That sounds super cool. Again, Jerome Vogel. Drawing and Thoughts with Claire Wendling. Can't go wrong with that. Claire is really like the artist, everybody's favorite artist. Illumination is doing their panel here, a official Illumination panel there. This one is gonna be cool. Ted Mathot is the head of story for Incredibles 2 at Pixar, so he's gonna be doing talk. Life drawing with Dean Yeagle, which I'm pretty darn sure he's never actually this is the first time he's taught his his thinking and his methods of life drawing. And
I'm thinking very hard right now if I ever saw him being at an event doing this.
right? As
I
far
can't
as I
remember.
know. As far as
I will be there for sure.
But you'll have to choose wisely, Spiritin, because then you're gonna miss out on Marcos Mateo. Marcos Mateo is another one of those like legend of legends. Just a real killer. Building and selling your animated pitch. This is with the co-creators of Nico and the Sword of Light, my good buddies Jim Bryson and Adam Jeffcoat, and they will be hosted by Matt Lyon, who is also a good buddy of mine. We all watch UFC together a lot in Toronto.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
So how do we know before everything starts which event will be, which panel will be recorded and which not?
Yes, we will label them all.
Okay, so on the program.
Yes.
On this like website, I think. Hopefully.
Okay. So we don't have to run to the panel and see or look for a sign which says.
It'll either be on this website or it'd be in the app.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So Loex Zimmerman, ex-art director at MPC. Finian McManus, he's going to be doing his talk here. Kelsey Ng will be doing her talk also at 10 a.m. on the Sunday. Then, Chris Costa and Justin Goby Fields, robotically transforming your digital art into practical fine art. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds pretty cool. Robotically transform. Okay, anyways, I guess I'll have to watch that to see. The next one is Sketching with Intention with Peter Hahn. That sounds great. This one is going to be Terrell Whitlatch again. She's going to be doing a demo. Wes Burt will also be doing a demo, and same with Megan Brain. Then we have 11 o'clock. We're only at 11 o'clock. Light and Color with Zach Retz. Right? Gesture Drawing with Luis Gonzalez, Pixar story artist. And also, I don't know if he still instructs gesture drawing at Pixar. I think maybe not. But I'm pretty sure he has before in the past. So imagine that. The person that teaches gesture drawing at Pixar will be here to teach gesture drawing at Lightbox.
That's awesome.
11:30, Pixar panel, official Pixar panel. Bo is back. That's going to be a cool one. Carrie Hobson, Becky Tower. Then there's Knowing More About Knows More with Jason Figlozzi and Rachel Bibb. I apologize, Jason. I know I kind of messed that one up. But I'll make it up to you. So that's going to be great. That's a Disney panel, official Disney panel. Environment design panel with Helen Mingju Chen, Craig Mullins, Sunmin In, and Samantha Callis. Hosted by Betsy Bauer. That's going to be a killer. Going indie. How to make a living without working for anyone, which I think is something we all kind of need. Peter Moorbacher is going to be doing that because apparently he doesn't work for anyone. I want to learn how to do that. If you do too, you got to check that one out. And, of course, questions are collecting. Let's get to some of these questions here. Will everyone get a chance to be connected with an artist company if they had filled the artist database? Short answer is no. Okay. However, that's part of the big reason that we have the portfolio review section. Okay, that one, you don't have to wait for anybody to pick you. And if nobody picks you, you can still go to the portfolio review area and get a free portfolio review from top-of-the-line experts as well. We don't want to leave anybody out. Next one, Abigail. Bobby, where are you going to be? I can't find your locale for any of these days. Yeah, I don't, I'm pretty much going to try to just make sure. You ever seen Spider-Man where the ship has this big line across it and he starts throwing these webs and holds the ship together? I think that's what me and Jim are going to be doing the whole entire time. Right, is just making sure that everything is held together real well. And don't worry,
I can tell you what you're gonna do. I've seen it many times. You know what you're gonna do?
What am I gonna
You're
do?
gonna be like the groom at the wedding and run around, touch everybody's everybody's back and be like, "Is everything okay?" and smiling. That's what you're gonna do all the time.
Okay, I will practice my wave.
About right.
Next question is from Anonymous. Any way to catch up with the panel speakers afterwards, or are they swept away to unreachable spots? Some might just go home. They might, and also a lot of them, they live in the area, so they might totally just go home. I don't know. But this is going to be an amazing event. This is going to be an event with all the superstars all coming out. And usually when all the superstars come out, then everybody wants to stay. And they want to hang out. And they want to chat. And they want to meet new people, such as yourself. So I don't think we'll have a problem there. We're going to have literally so many incredible artists, directors, panelists, everything. It'll be nonstop overload. And there's a lot of people that are coming that are not doing talks that will blow your face off, but they aren't participating in the event, so we don't have them on the site. So keep your eyes peeled. Let's go on to the next thing here. Here's a good question from Neva Games. Did you think that LightBox would become this big? What did you have in mind when you first pitched the idea? Jim, what do you think when you?
Well, I mean, is it big? I don't know. It hasn't even happened yet, but I would say that this has definitely surpassed our expectation in terms of people's enthusiasm and support of it. Like we're kind of really humbled by how much people have gotten behind this event, and we're excited to sort of bring it to life for all the attendees and the artists and exhibitors and you name it. And I think it's going to be like, it's hard to say it without sounding like a little bit egotistical because, it's talking about us, but I think we're just really proud of being able to create something that is so affecting to the community, and for that, I'm really grateful.
For sure, for sure. Very appreciative of everybody and everybody involved. Um, why don't we finish this stuff off? Uh, Davidson Carvalho, he is from Microsoft Games, but he's also worked in a bunch of movies as well. He's going to be doing his thing here. That's Sunday at 11:30 to 12:30. And David Levy, um, was it Tomorrowland? A bunch of Marvel movies, as well as Star Wars and Avatar. He's worked on all of those things. Thomas Fluharty. It's almost like I'm getting desensitized to all these credits now, guys. I don't know. But yeah, Greg Manches interviewed by Justin Coral Kaufman. For those of you that know these two, that's a pretty cool show right there. Two awesome artists interviewing each other. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm going to be right here, Anonymous, or whoever was asking. I think it's Abigail. Carter Goodrich interviewed by me. Yeah, I guess.
Surprise!
Yeah, that's happening. Okay, next one is What You Do Wrong and What You Don't See with Michael Cuss and Derek. So these guys are from Focal Point School. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I want to know what I don't see. That's a pretty good one. 12 p.m. We got The Power of Great Tools with AJ, Anthony Jones. Then Painting a Character Scene with Procreate with Nikolai Lockerchin. Awesome. TV Paint animation demo with Aaron Blaze. Tiffany Mang will be doing a demo as well. Dinar Warrior will be doing a talk. Alexander, Alex, I won't even try to pronounce your name because I'll mess it up, but another awesome artist doing a demo. Fantastic. Life drawing. I believe this one's just going to be lunch, so I'm just going to take that one off. Marcos Mateo is going to be doing a live demo here. Fantastic. Innovative approaches to VR and 3D design. This is another really great one. This is a Maxon Cinema 4D, I think, official panel here. CGMA is doing a panel on the future of digital arts education. I will try to make it to that panel. 5 Shots with Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is an Oscar-winning director, co-director of Brave. How to Tell Stories Through Illustrations with Jamila Knopf from Germany. Fantastic. Carcamo will be doing a talk. This one is another Spanish talk, fully in Spanish, brought to you by Latinx in Animation. Story for Animation with Michael Daly, Pixar story artist extraordinaire. Justin Goby Fields, concept artist, 3D guy. Working with Appeal with Pernille Oram. And this is still 1 p.m. 1 p.m. on the Sunday. Costume design panel. Nasa Bove and Griselda. Griselda and Nasa are both from Disney. Then Yang Tian. Tian is, I believe she's at Microsoft, but she does costumes for games. And then Imogene, she has worked on a bunch of stuff, but the most exciting for me is she worked on the prequel for Game of Thrones that hasn't even come out yet.
Ooh.
Right? So this will be hosted by Philip Boutte Jr. So multiple costume designers for multiple things, animation to live action to games, hosted by the one and only Philip Boutte Jr. Ideas Unlimited with Ian McKegg. So wow, that's going to be a really tough bunch of panels to decide. 1:30, Finian McManus with Adobe Fresco. Brittany Lee doing a demo from Disney. Sketching fantasy creatures with Sandra. Wow, that's going to be great. All at the same time, Kelsey's going to be doing a demo, and Stefan Frank. Kelsey Ng from Dreamworks, of course. Another question here is LightBox Expo will be happening yearly, right? Because I can't make it this year, but for sure some other years.
Correct.
Correct.
We already have our dates for 2020, September 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Fantastic. So 1:45 on the Sunday, Victor Kalvachev is going to be doing some life drawing with y'all. Costume life drawing model. 2 p.m. Netflix original animated films. So this is going to have a spotlight on Claus, the Willoughbys, and Over the Moon. This is going to be another killer panel because, Claus, as people know, this is Sergio Pablo's passion project. Then the Willoughbys is with my good buddy Chris Pern. That's his project. And then Glenn Keane's next big project, his featured directorial debut, will be Over the Moon. Fantastic panel there. Picking up the iPad with Nicholas Cole. However, the people that will be coming to this panel, this is going to be talking about the artwork for these different panels, just to let you know. So it'll be production designers coming for that one. Then picking up the iPad with Nicholas Cole. My good buddy Jesse Winchester Schmidt, he's going to be doing a demo here. And Serge Barreau. That's awesome. Can't wait to see Serge Barreau's demo, as well as Jesse's, of course. I think Grizz and Norm, I think we're going to have to take this one out, as far as I remember. I'll double check on that. New problems require new solutions with Cody Gramstad. Cody is a fantastic artist, really, really smart. And this talk is not going to be recorded. Wheel of Death with Crash McQuarrie. Closing panel for Procreate, as well as illustrating for children's books. This is going to be another great one for those of you that are interested in children's books. We have 4 children's book illustrators all discussing their experiences, their lessons learned, and things like that. Concept art for films with Jama. What? That's going to be great. Of course, Jama Jurbev is kind of like the foremost artist that I could think of dealing with VR. Right, Spirited?
Yes.
Okay.
Just like that.
Costume figure painting with Carla Ortiz. And of course, Carla, Magic the Gathering, Endgame, Doctor Strange, all sorts of amazing stuff. Animation visual development panel. This is going to be with Brittany Lee, Brittany Myers from Blue Sky, and Lorelei Bove from Disney. And it's going to be hosted by Annie Award winner Tuna Bora. So let's go to some questions again. Anonymous asks, will studios be offering portfolio reviews? If so, which ones?
We don't know. Basically, just to make it easy, is that you'll have to check in with each individual studio. It's at their discretion, but they haven't told us in advance which of them will be doing them. So just hop over to any of the booths. Go to Disney, DreamWorks, Titmouse, you name it, and just ask them if they are doing it and if they have a sign up, because none of the signups have, as far as we know, been in advance.
Now the other question is, are digital tablets and iPads okay during life drawing? Absolutely. Carla Ortiz is going to actually be doing digital life drawing for her life drawing session. Next we have up here, my buddy Alvin Lee is going to be doing making splash art for League of Legends. That's where he's at now. Marco Neller, doing a demo, impact of character design and world in mobile games with Peak. This is going to be an official Peak talk. Interested in mobile games? That's going to be a great one for you. Alex Konstad is going to be doing a live demo, acrylic painting with Jesper Icing. Jesper, another good buddy, and a recent gold medal winner of Spectrum, or in Spectrum. Then we have 315, Animation Superstars with Jorge R. Gutierrez, Jeanette Moreno King, Alonzo Ramirez Ramos, and Charlotte Jackson, and Matt Price. 3:30 is going to be creating animal characters in Fresco with Lin Chen. That'll be fun. Zach Retz is doing a talk. Jason Seiler is going to be doing character design with Aaron Blaze. Environment painting demonstration with Jason Shire, and Wouter Tulp. Holy smokes. I think that's pretty much it. So big shout out to all of our sponsors here.
That's pretty much it. I love this.
Yeah, nothing else. We weren't expecting anything more.
Like, what day is it today? A lot of awesome things happening, and some little surprises we haven't even told you about. So go to lightboxexpo.com, get yourself some tickets, and we'll see you guys there. Anything any of you want to mention before we head out?
Yeah, Spirit on you. So aside from Firestarter, where people should check out, and obviously, can you let them know where to check it out? You said that we were talking before the stream started that you've got a Kickstarter that is launched tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You want to talk about that real quick?
Oh, it's a new book that I'm working on with Andrew Marr, and the Kickstarter starts tomorrow. And just watch out on my social media and on his, and buy it, please. And if you want to get the newest Firestarter magazine, it's on firestartermagazine.com. And a lot of the speakers that you saw here in this list, we had a lot of interviews with a lot of them, and enjoy, read them.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me all this time and listening to me babble, and for all of you that are listening, go get those tickets, and we will see you there. I'm going to play the trailer so you guys can kind of see who else is coming, because we didn't even go over everything. We just went over the programming. We didn't even go over who's going to be sitting in the exhibition hall and all that good stuff. So watch and enjoy, and hope to see you guys there. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Come meet the artists behind your favorite movies, games, animation, and illustration at the LightBox Expo in Pasadena, California, this September 6th to the 8th. Here's just a few of the 300 plus artists exhibiting, demoing, or presenting at LightBox Expo. Get stuff signed in the exhibit hall, show your work, buy prints, merchandise, books, even original one-of-a-kind artwork. We'll have fun educational events in the two-story conference center like talks, panels, workshops, demos, and more. LightBox Expo runs from September 6th to 8th, 2019. You'll need all 3 days to experience everything. Tickets now on sale at lightboxexpo.com.